Good news tonight. Evangel graduates had a very special guest at their commencement yesterday who took a break from saving lives to deliver this address. Dr. Greg Mundis works with an organization called Global Spine Outreach, and the goal is to help kids who have severe spinal deformities. Now, he headed down to the country of Colombia today to do some of that work this morning, where they'll help with those who otherwise may not have been able to afford it. But of course, before Dr. Mundis left for his 34th trip to Colombia, he delivered his keynote speech to the graduates of Evangel yesterday, saying that he wanted to send a message about the value to the graduates.
God has inherently given us a set of values, and in my opinion, our whole reason in existence and what we do is, number one, to understand what that value is in our own lives, and then to point that value out on everyone around us.
Mundis says there's a limited amount of surgeons available in Colombia, and he's hoping to recruit more surgeons to join him in his mission to help those in need from other countries.